Hello. It's been a while.
It has, yeah.
It's
a lot has changed.
I've moved. We're in a new place. It's how we're set up right now. I've figured out that I can get a separate camera, put it over there, and we can get both of us as a third screen. I just need to figure out how to set that up.
That'd be pretty epic.
But eventually, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Our next episode, 3 years from now?
Yeah, 3 years from now. No, this is all set up now so that it's going to be easier to just start up and get it going, since we are both busy guys with full-time jobs.
Oh my god, we're so busy. Dude, so much has happened since then. Yeah,
it's been crazy. Yeah. And especially in hockey, which is why this show is called The Spot Hockey Show.
Yes.
So, first thing I wanted to get into here, and it's a pretty big thing. I would be shocked if nobody knew what happened. The Leafs got eliminated again in the second round. Sorry, this time I'm so used to saying the first round. In the second round this time.
Yeah.
It sort of felt the same though. So I just want to go over their regular season since Brandon Shanahan got brought on as GM, and then go from there. So obviously Brandon Shanahan was brought on to the Leafs during the time that they were rebuilding. 1 year pretty shit, and then the next few years playoffs. Consistently good playoff team. Top 3 playoff team in that time. Top 3 regular season team in that time.
And then come playoffs.
So obviously taking a look at this past year, they went 52, 26, and 4. This is the first time they've actually won number 1 in their division. So everybody thought, oh, this is going to be a different year. This is all going to be different. It isn't at all different. It was the exact same result. They did beat the Ottawa Senators, obviously, in the first round. Is Ottawa that much of a test? I don't really think so.
I don't
They're a young team. Next year, would I be shocked if they match up again and kick the shit out of the Leafs? No, I would not be shocked. But, so since 2014, this is when Brandon Shanahan got hired on, missed the playoffs, and then the first 3 years after that, missed the playoffs every year. Then all of a sudden, boom, make the playoffs in 2017. Lost in the first round to Boston, I believe it was. And everybody was like, okay, well, it's not that big of a deal. Here, we can actually check. It was Washington.
That's okay. With this website, I didn't realize you can actually click on it and see the series. Because every time I'm like, why don't they show how many games it went to or who they played?
Yeah, so...
You just got to click on it.
Yeah, just got to click on it. So first round, obviously, technology is pretty sweet. First round, lost first game, won 2 in a row, and then lost their next 3. This team wasn't supposed to make the playoffs. Marner, Matthews were young. I don't even think Nylander was on this team at this point. So it was sort of just them making the playoffs. Everybody was very excited. Next year, 2018, they faced the Boston Bruins, losing 7. This is, once again, whatever, not that big of a deal. It's, back-to-back years, still a young team. They're going to get it done. This is a very exciting team for the future, all this sort of stuff. And then we go to the next year, losing the first round to the Boston Bruins. This time, though, they were up 3-2, lost 2 in a row, ended up losing the series. At this point, people are like, well, okay, I guess it's Boston twice in a row. Maybe their kryptonite's just Boston.
And we can't forget 2013 was against Boston. That was the comeback. Yeah. The comeback game.
Yeah. So it was like, oh yes, we should actually. But that was before Brandon Shanahan. Yeah, we can talk about this. Yeah. Obviously,
touch on this.
We got a cat. We got a cat here. I didn't even know he was in here.
You didn't know that he was here the entire time.
Oh really? Obviously, they come back. What was the score again? I can't remember.
The comeback game was 5-4, I think.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know it was 5-4, but what was the score going into the third again? I can't remember.
4-1.
Yeah, it was 4-1, that's right. Let in 3 goals in a row, go to OT, and then lose an OT. Anyways, and then you go to 2020, COVID year, obviously. This is the year COVID happened. They barely squeaked into the playoffs, honestly. They were 36-25. It was not a great record. And they lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets in the play-in round.
That was the play-in round, right?
Against Columbus, who was a team that shouldn't have made the playoffs
at all. Best of 5.
Yeah, this team should not have made the playoffs, Columbus. And then, that being said, though, this is the year after Columbus beat Tampa in the first round, swept them, And obviously this year that we're talking about, 2020, Tampa goes on to win the Cup. So
that was a crazy upset, though, man. Because Tampa won. They tied their regular season record that year in 2019 for like 62 wins, I think.
Something like that, and then Boston ended up beating it, but
Yeah, 65, 2 years ago.
Yeah. But no, all of a sudden, it's at this point, people are like, okay,
this
we're
is
starting
when
to
they're
get
becoming like
very pissed off. And then this is the straw that broke the camel's back, or should have broken the camel's back. They go in 2021. This is the shortened year. Yeah. They go and play Montreal, lose the first game, win 3 in a row. Okay, they're going to close it out. Lose an OT. Final game, only scored 1 goal. We'll be going back to talking about only scoring 1 goal in a final game later on. Don't you worry. The score was much worse than the most recent one, as you guys know. But.
So I believe it was 2 years in a row. This might have been the second year in a row where Marner in Game 7 got a puck over the glass penalty.
Yeah. I do actually remember that. I do remember that very well.
I remember watching this. Yeah, who was it? Tavares got injured or something? Or
yes.
I can't remember. He got,
Tavares.
A knee to the head.
Yeah, so it was Corey Perry, actually.
Right, yeah. Corey Perry.
Perry on the Canadians, yeah.
I remember I was rooting for the Canadians. Their Oilers got swept by the Jets, and then the Jets got swept by the Canadians.
Mm-hmm. And the Canucks and the Flames didn't make the playoffs that year.
No, this was the all-Canadian
league division.
Division. Yeah. What else happened that? And then the Canadians faced the Golden Knights in the conference finals, and
everybody
oh my
was
god, they're gonna lose, they're gonna get destroyed. Yeah. They've been playing all the easy teams.
Boom, they win. Oh, what was that series? We'll have to look at that later.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well,
that was some good history there. Everyone was a Canadians fan in Canada at that time. I remember watching.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I was super excited, and then they go into Tampa. I think they lost in 5. It was a valiant effort, a team that shouldn't have ever. And then all of a sudden, the next year, they missed the playoffs.
I remember it was so sad watching that, like in the finals, because Tampa had a full stadium.
Yeah.
And Canadians, they just had like all the people spread out evenly, like strategically placed, all with their masks on. And it was just so depressing to see. And then do
you remember like the certain places with the mascots in the crowd where they'd have like merch on the mascots for other series that were going on during that time?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they were filling, like, I can't remember who it was it Dallas or something like that? They were putting mascots in the crowd. And then, or not mascots, mannequins in the crowd, and then putting like clothing,
the merch, okay.
Yeah, and then putting like merchandise on the. It was super weird.
I thought did they have mascots in the crowd as well?
Yes, I think a couple of them had like mascots in the crowd and stuff, just like dancing around, and then like they would record the one mascot in the crowd, or like the 2 mascots going at each other. I can't remember what that series was.
I don't know.
Did Philly make the playoffs that year? Anyways, who cares?
I don't think so. But I remember that. I remember that shit. That was so weird. So weird.
Oops. So
2022 now.
All of a sudden, it's getting a little bad. They were number 1. So I shouldn't say they weren't. This is the first year they've been number 1 in their division. Obviously, they won the Canadian division. How much we can count that, I don't know. All of a sudden, this is 5 years in a row now of losing the first round. We need to do something. The core should have been blown up at this point. It wasn't. Something should have happened. Okay, let's try again. Tampa Bay. Oh no, we lost again to Tampa Bay. This being said, defending Stanley Cup champions, bring them to 7. 1 goal in the final again. 1 goal in the final again. It happens a lot.
2-1, yeah.
But still, 1 goal in the final. It happens a lot for this team. It doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting to get pissy here. Heads should have rolled at this point.
Hey.
All of a sudden, they went around against Tampa. Tampa had gone to the Cup final that year, lost in the Cup final this year, go in, play Toronto. Everybody's thinking it's going to be the same thing as the year before. Nope. Toronto actually does it. The reason why they do it, they don't go to 7. Toronto cannot go to Game 7. They will win if they don't go to Game 7. And that's all that matters.
He's kind of like the opposite of Pete DeBoer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, complete opposite. Yeah, if Dallas goes to Game 7, they're good. But
Edmonton, come on.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, Toronto fans are planning the parade. This is the year they're going to win the Cup. People are like storming outside. There's like happy
Florida.
riots. Yeah, they're chanting, "We want Florida." And then Florida's like, "Oh, you want us? Okay, sounds good." Go into Florida, get slammed 4-2. Close game. Okay, so game 2, 3-2. Game 3, 3-2 again. This one goes to OT. Yeah. Oh my God, Toronto won a game. And honestly, at this point, I remember thinking that it would be so Toronto for them to win 3 in a row, go to Game 7 and lose. It would be so Toronto of them. No, of course not. Toronto actually scores more than 1 goal in the elimination game. Still, though, lose 3-2 in OT. They're 1 game away, though, from making, or 1 goal away from making it a series, at least kind of. So, I still think that things should have changed at that point, but no, nothing's changed.
That was before I hated Florida. Remember in the finals we were going for Florida against Vegas?
Yeah.
That was before. That was like when Florida was like the underrated team.
Yeah, for sure. All of a sudden, year after that,
last year,
they're against Boston again. Oh, here comes Kipper. There he goes. They're up against Boston again. Once again, they go to 7. They score 1 goal and they lose. If this team could score more than 1 goal in Game 7, they would be a great team.
Right.
A great team. They cannot score more than 1 goal in Game 7, and it, for the life of me, does not make any sense. Go to 7, lose 2-1 against Boston again. Brad Marchand, I think, scored the OT winner in this
David
game.
Pastrnak.
Oh, was it Pastrnak? Okay.
Pastrnak.
Either way, I'm pretty sure Marchand had some sort of point in it. Because I remember Marchand just going on a media tour after this, just clowning on Toronto, which he usually does anyways, and he had the last laugh again. But anyways, so we go to this year. After losing the first round again, we go to this year. They play a much easier team. They won the division this time. They play an easier team. They play the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa Senators, up-and-coming team. They will be good next year. They'll be good for the years to come. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure you'd agree with me on that.
Mm-hmm. They were the first time making the playoffs in like 7 years.
Exactly. So Toronto comes out 6-2, smoke to them. I remember watching that game being like, oh no, and Stolarz looked unbelievable. That's also a storyline for this year, Stolarz getting injured. But 6-2 win. Next game, this is a little close, 3-2. Okay, well, Toronto has the grit. Toronto actually is able to close out games at this point. Next game, same thing, 3-2 OT. Okay, Toronto's got the grit. They're able to close out games. Ottawa comes back, wins an OT, and everybody's like, "Oh no, okay, well, you know what? They'll probably get it done. They'll get it done either way next game." Next game, they get shut out and get 4 goals scored on them. Oh shit, what happened here? And then they come back and win 4-2 anyway. Yeah. So it was close though to get.
Could you imagine though the reverse sweep?
Oh,
Ottawa against Toronto,
dude. Oh, 100%. It could have just happened.
That would be. I couldn't imagine.
Dude, it could have just happened.
I couldn't imagine being a Leaf fan. I couldn't imagine being a Leaf fan in general.
Oh, dude.
Not let alone getting a reverse swept by Ottawa.
By Ottawa. For a team that's first time in the playoffs in this core. Battle of Ontario, yeah. Toronto wins the Battle of Ontario. Everybody's like, this is the year. And in all honesty, I was sipping the Kool-Aid too. We didn't do a podcast before the playoffs started, but I had the Leafs beating Ottawa, obviously, and they ended up doing it. But I had them beating Tampa in my pool because I can't pick teams that actually win.
You never can, yeah.
Even then, though, if they would have gone to Florida, I honestly thought this was going to be the year. They shored up things on defense. They shored up things everywhere down the lineup. I thought, okay, this is actually going to be the time. This is going to be the year they're going to be able to do it. We obviously know that they didn't, but so they go in, they win 5-4 against Florida, and everybody's like, holy shit, we're actually going to do it. Next game, they win 4-3 against Florida. Game 2. They win 4-3 against Florida. Holy shit, they're actually going to do it. And at this point, I think we were talking about it too at work. It's actually going to happen. Yeah. Like, it felt like they were actually going to do it. Like, they were going to knock off the defending Stanley Cup champions and actually
awesome,
go to the conference final. Like, it felt like it was going to happen. Next game, they lose 5-4. Oh, and also, aside from this, game 1, or is it game 2? Game 1 or game 2? Sam Bennett runs into the net, elbows Anthony Stolarz in the head, Anthony Stolarz is concussed. Didn't play a single game after that. Backed up in Game 7. I don't think he could have played. But anyways. So yeah. They go out, lose 5-4 in OT. It was a really close game. Honestly, I think Toronto deserved to win that game. But Florida has so many just killers offensively. That's sort of just how a game goes. If you're going to go skill for skill against Florida, Florida has equal amounts of skill to Toronto, in my opinion. And they also have horses that just can run you over no matter what. They're a bit of a dirty team, but that's sort of how they're built. They're built for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So anyways, everybody's like, it's whatever, it's 2-1. And then they go home again, they're at home, or they're away again, and lose 2-0. And that was a devastating game for everybody. All the fans were freaking out. This is oh no, it's happening again. And it was an awful game. I don't know if you remember watching that game. It was terrible.
No.
They looked awful. Matthews gave away the puck constantly. Marner gave away constantly. Matthews is apparently hurt. I think 60% of players in the playoffs right now are hurt. I wouldn't be shocked if 100% of them have slight injuries of some sort, along with also being hurt. So how much of an excuse that is, I don't know. We'll have to see what's actually going on. And then so the sky's falling 2-0, and then all of a sudden they go next game 6-1. That was the worst game I've seen this playoffs by far of any team. It was disturbingly bad. It was awful. They looked terrible the entire game. So I had completely written them off. I thought it was going to be done in 6.
Yeah.
And then Toronto comes back and plays the best game I've seen them play ever, arguably. They played great defensively. They scored goals when they needed to. Yes, it's only 2. But they shut out the Florida Panthers, which is something that no other team this playoffs have been able to do.
Yeah.
So it was pretty shocking. I thought Game 7 going there, Toronto's probably going to lose because they always do in Game 7, but it's a possibility that they could do something. And no 6-1 again. It was a shit kicking. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I only watched. I think I only watched the last game, but it's just typical, It's just I felt bad a little bit, but also it was kind of funny.
Yeah,
I'm just so glad I'm not a Leafs fan.
Yeah,
I'm just so glad.
I watched every game just because I don't actually have a team that I love in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so it's
that's the thing.
Toronto's just fun to watch. These games are fun to watch. Honestly, Carolina Panthers. Whatever.
Game's about to start and we don't even care.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to watch it.
I'll watch it. I'll still watch it. But it's honestly a whatever kind of series in general.
There's only so much time.
I mean, Carolina's just going to lose in the conference finals again, which we'll get to later. We're going to get to that later.
There's just only so much time, to watch hockey. Mm-hmm. You only watch Oilers games because they're the most entertaining,
So, yeah, Toronto loses. Exit interviews come out, and I'll let you take over from here.
What, my favorite part?
Yeah.
What did he say? Matthews, I thought we had... Little pause. He goes, I thought we had... Pause. Too many passengers.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just a classic quote, and it brought a smile to my face.
It's good. It's a good quote.
Because, I don't know why. Is he talking about himself as well, or is he just blaming...
the entire team. They... didn't play well.
Yeah.
We had too many passengers. Not me.
Yeah.
They did. But, yeah, no. It was a pretty rough quote. So...
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. You're knocking over everything.
Yeah, no, that was... I love that part.
So, everybody's talking about, is Marner going to stick around? Marner gets interviewed. Everybody's asking him, are you going to stick around? He's basically, just saying, I got to talk to my wife. I got to talk to my wife. I got to talk to my wife and family. He's not going to stick around, clearly.
Yeah. And, yeah, even before they asked if he was sticking around, just talking about the team and the playoff series and whatever, he, was talking about it in past tense, you know?
Yeah.
Talking about it like it was a thing of the past, being a Maple Leaf or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I want to ask you, where do you think he would go?
I mean, I want to be biased. So there's only 2 teams in the league that have a lot of cap space.
That's my question I ask. You're a cap guy.
Flames and Carolina. Or not Carolina. Columbus.
Columbus, yeah.
The Flames and Columbus. I don't think he's going back to a Canadian town. I think he's going to sign in Columbus.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's going to sign in Columbus.
He wants to go somewhere quiet, I think.
And Columbus had a sneaky good year this year for a team that didn't really have that many horses. That being said, though, we thought they didn't have a lot of horses until Kirill Marchenko and what's his name?
Igor Yangovich?
No. Igor Sharangovich plays for Flames, but anyways, they all of a sudden have these Russian kids that are unreal. Merzlikins didn't have that good of a year. His cap hit's way too high. He might have a good year next year. Anyways, I think he goes to Columbus. Columbus is a great spot for him. He probably won't win a championship in Columbus, but if you ask other fans, maybe he doesn't even want to win a championship because of how he plays. I don't think that's true. I honestly think he goes somewhere else and he'll probably do really well, and I wouldn't be shocked if he wins a cup somewhere
That's what I think, too, yeah. He'd just be typical Leafs, you know. Yeah.
That being said, though, along with that, I know we hate this team, and we hate this team so much.
What team?
Vegas always finds a way
to
get it done. They always do. No matter what, they can get it done, and they will get it done. I don't think they have enough cap space. I don't think they can move enough pieces to get him in. So I don't think that's in the question. Would I be shocked if Tampa decided that they were going to take a look? No.
Chicago. Who do they?
Chicago could be interesting with Bedard. Yeah, they have cap space. I wonder what's going through. Chicago's actually a good spot. Yeah, Chicago would be a good spot. I just wonder what's going through Marner's head, because if he wants to go to a team that's like close to contending and could be the piece that puts them over the top, you're going to Columbus. Personally, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
If you want to be not so good so similar to Panarin. So Panarin signs in New York. Obviously, the Rangers had a terrible year this year, but regardless of that, they won the President's Trophy last year. Panarin signs in New York when he was 29, so he's older than Marner is right now, and just sits around there. Obviously, they haven't won a cup, but they got pretty damn close a few times, and obviously they won the President's Trophy last year. Like, it's a good team, and they missed the playoffs a couple times, or a year before that, and then all of a sudden, they're just a horse, they're a wagon, they're winning. So Marner could end up doing something like that with with Chicago. I just think that Marner will be out of the playoffs for 2 years, and I don't know if he's going to like that too much. But honestly, the more enticing part may just be him not having to deal with media. And I really hate this fucking thing of people blaming the fans. Like, Steve Dangle talked about it, and I think it's 100% true. You got to stop blaming the fans for the fact that the team isn't doing well, because the media is so overbearing, and the fans are so overbearing. Yes, 100%. That being said, you are paid to deal with the fucking shit. If you are a good player, you will play well.
For
sure.
If
you are a player that is timid and can't deal with it, that's sort of your fault.
I want to say, you got to remember, we're all human. Just because they're professional athletes doesn't mean they're not human.
100%.
And the pressure from the media and all the fans, dude, that would get to you, man.
100%.
No matter how good at hockey you are, it'll still get to you.
But the only reason you have a career in the NHL for that NHL franchise is because of the fans. If there was no fans for that team, and Toronto was not the largest franchise in the National Hockey League, you wouldn't have the training facilities you have, you wouldn't have the therapists you have, you would not have any of the support that you have, massive amounts of counseling and random things. They have the most shit in the entire NHL. They are given every single opportunity to win games because of how much money they get. They have unlimited amounts of money. Unlimited amounts. But it's the fans. But the fans are the reason why you guys have unlimited amounts of fucking money.
Right.
The fans are the reason why, if you need anything, you get it. And that's it. The training fucking room isn't good enough. We need more whatever. We need something else. We need another piece of equipment. I want red light therapy. I want 150 red light therapy beds. I don't know why people want that, but whatever. Let's say they do. They get him in. Doesn't matter. I want 150 water jet massage beds. Get him in. Who cares? Marner's asking for the shit. It's just happening. I don't know if that's actually what's the case. But honestly, the fans are the only reason why that franchise has as much money as they do. If there was no fans for that franchise, they would move, and it would be the end of it. So
yeah, I don't know, man. But you watch.
I think it's a reason to not perform well, but I don't think it's an excuse for this amount of failure.
There's so much psychology behind hockey, man, and sports, dude. It's more than you think about.
I know.
Like when you see your fans are booing you and they're throwing their jerseys on the ice in the playoffs, dude.
They have the jersey thing's fucking stupid, but the booing thing, I think they have every right to. We just went over how many years in a row they lost.
Yeah, I get it. The fans have a right to be upset for sure.
Like if it was 3 years in of this core, and
but it's 9 years.
It's 9
dude. Like
years.
When you're going over there, man, it's like holy shit. Like we're not even halfway done this yet.
It's crazy. Like they lose, and they're like, why are the fans mad at us? Because you suck. Like, you can't win. Like, you're paid as a hockey player to win hockey games. If you cannot win hockey games, like, it's not the fans' fault you can't win. Once you get on the ice, the fans aren't there to help you. The fans aren't there slowing you down. It's up to you.
It's up to you, of course, yeah.
Like, it's up to you at the end of the day. So, anyways.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I
agree with what you're saying.
I mentioned to you earlier, but, like, I think TSN put a thing on YouTube, the compilation of their exit interviews for the past 9 years, and you just watch them get more and more depressed. Like the first year, man, like Matthews in 2017, he's like smiling, he's like optimistic for the future, and then you just see them all slowly get like more and more depressed over the years.
And Matthews like just losing all of his hair. I wouldn't be shocked if he stays there for any longer and he starts just going gray at like fucking 27.
Marner era,
27, 26.
Yeah, and then there's like COVID time, and like Marner was unrecognizable. He had long hair at the time, and I was like, it's kind of dumb when guys have long hair. I don't know. I think it looks really stupid and just dumb. Like unprofessional.
Yeah.
Marner like had long hair.
Especially when you want to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
You know? I'm kidding. But so with all this talk, Toronto finally decided to do something. So the president, at the start of this talk, of us talking about this, we were talking about how Brandon Shanahan had been the president since 2014. It's been 10 years of failure. Ownership has done nothing about it. His contract was up at the end of this year, and the Leafs decided enough's enough. We got to streamline this a little bit. See you later. We're not re-signing you. So Brendan Shanahan is no longer the president of hockey operations in Toronto. There's a lot of talk now coming out about how many trades Shanahan kiboshed that could have ended up being good trades for the Leafs for when Dubas was GM, along with Brad Treliving. All these sort of issues of like... So, anyways, I don't want to get into like rumor shit, but he's gone. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Toronto Maple Leafs just decide not to do the whole president of hockey operation thing again. I don't think it makes much sense personally. You have too many cooks in the kitchen. The Canucks have a president who is 135 years old and cannot stop talking on the microphone. I don't know if you've seen that.
No,
because he's so everybody's like worried about Hughes getting re-signed.
Oh, and he talked about,
and then he's like, maybe I'll just get the other Hughes brothers, and everybody's like, shut the fuck up! Like, why are you saying this? Yeah. And then now he's talking about how like, like everything's about Hughes staying. It doesn't matter. Like, this is not something you should be talking about.
Yeah,
that every other player doesn't matter. It's just Hughes staying. Obviously, it's true. He's the best player, arguably, the Canucks have ever had.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's arguable. Like, he's the best defenseman they've had by the circumference of the fucking planet. Like, it's not even close. Like, it is unimaginable how good he is compared to any other Canucks defenseman they've ever had. And arguably players, I know people will bring up other players like the Sedins or Matt Sundin or whatever. Or I guess Matt Sundin wasn't in his prime when he was playing for the Canucks, but whatever.
Yeah.
There's a few players obviously you can talk about, but
Mark Messier
he really
destroyed the franchise.
Yeah, but he's the best. But no. So, anyways, Brad Treliving should, and I'm a Flames fan, obviously, so I may be a little bit biased here. Actually, I don't even know if I have any bias, because when Treliving got let go of for the Flames, people hated him. I don't know if you've heard about that at all. People hated Brad Treliving so much when he got let go. And I still really liked him. Like the fact that Matthew Tkachuk said, I'm leaving, and he's still... I know Huberdeau hasn't worked out that well. He had a pretty good year this year. But the fact that you still get at the time, top 5 winger in the entire league, and a top 15 defenseman, and a first-round pick, and a prospect for Matthew Tkachuk, pretty decent. So I really like Brad Treliving. I think he should be running the entire show in Toronto. I wouldn't be shocked if they do better under him. Shanahan... tried to hold on to this core for far too long, and obviously the fruits that it's bearing is just rotten and gross, just terrible fruit. So, anyways.
Yeah. Okay. Enough about the Leafs. Okay. There's so much more in the playoffs to talk about.
I want to... Okay.
First, I want to ask you a quick question.
Yes.
Do you believe in the PTC?
PTC.
The President's Trophy curse.
I mean, it's tough not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, these Jets, man. Look so good in the regular season.
Thank you. I was just about to talk about them. So, yeah. I want to go over what's been happening with the Jets over the past 10 years as well, because we did it with the Leafs. May as well do it with the Jets as well.
Sure.
I want to zero in more so on this year for the Jets, obviously, because they won the President's Trophy. They were I know I keep on saying wagon, but they were a fucking wagon this year. Like, they were unbelievable this year. Like, they just kept winning. They were winning games in weird ways, too. Like, I remember, I don't watch every single game being broadcasted, but if there's hockey on and I'm not doing anything, I'll toss it on and watch it. I'm not 100% attentive to it, but I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
And the Jets were just unreal. Anyways, 2015, go in. This is a completely different team than they are this year. They got swept by the Ducks at that point, and then they missed the playoffs the next 2 years. Make it 2018, make it 2019, 2020, 2021. Missed in 2022, and then 2023, 2024, very similar team to this year. First round exit. So,
Hellebuyck.
Yeah, Vegas, they win 5-1, and then all of a sudden Hellebuyck just is a leaky fucking...
Yeah, there's something wrong with him.
He's a cheese, what is it called, a cheesecloth? Anyways, he's just letting things through.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so much of this is mental. I think like Hellebuyck, for him to be so good in the regular season, then come playoffs where it really matters, you know, he's a totally different person.
Goaltending's mental.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's all mental, but goaltending is like times 10. You know.
Yeah. It's because you're by yourself. You don't like after you let in a bad goal, and I can speak from experience.
Yeah.
Once you let in a bad goal, it's not like you have like. Depending on the team you're in, and I'm sure the NHL is a little bit different than what I was playing, because I would have teammates come over and be like, "What the?" A little bit different. Definitely, but I'm just saying more so like for the people. Like I would let in a bad goal, and my teammates would come over and be like, "What the fuck was that?"
They don't do that in NHL.
Yeah, and I was like, "The fuck, seriously? Like you're trying to are you trying to fuck me over? Are you trying to fucking lose this game? Like you're."
But
fucking
here's
with
the
my
thing,
mental.
like maybe not the players say that, they don't say it now, but like
you can
the goalies feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and you still feel it, even if a player comes over, taps you on pads, and is like, it's all good. On to the next one, kind of thing. Like we'll get it back for you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're still like
it's a tough job. Yeah. It's a tough job, man.
So next year they go in. Hellebuyck wins the Vezina last year, last regular season. Go in. First game was
look at that.
Holy shit, 7-6.
How many goals he let in that entire series,
dude,
man.
It's ridiculous. And that was against Alexander Georgiev, who is arguably one of the worst goaltenders in the league to ever go and do anything on a good team. Anyways, goes through. They lose, and this year, Hellebuyck is probably going to win the Hart Trophy as the league's MVP this year.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
And he wasn't as bad this year as he was last year. Don't get me wrong. But in their losses, he was fucking awful, as you can see. First game they go in St. Louis, win 5-3. Next game going to they're in Washington, win 2-1. Go to St. Louis, lose 2-7.
That's rough.
And Hellebuyck had a rough game.
7 goals.
He didn't get pulled that game.
Yeah, that's like some. That's some
Patrick
Roy. Yeah.
I'm never playing for a franchise again.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in St. Louis again. 5-1 loss. Back to Winnipeg. Win 5-3. Okay. Back to St. Louis. Lose 5-2. Okay. So he's letting in goals on the road for some reason. A lot of them at least. And then back to Winnipeg. Win 5-3. Double overtime. They win the game. Thank God. They didn't get full President's Trophy curse, getting swept in the first.
I still call it the President's Trophy curse. If you can't win the Stanley Cup.
They were playing against Dallas though. Dallas is a
good team.
Really good team.
They just can't win on the road, eh? Like it's
crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Look at his two. Like
they were at home. They were at home first game. First game they're at home.
I know, but still they couldn't win at the road no matter what.
Yeah.
Like
Well, they won on. Oh, yes, you're right.
And look, with Dallas, too, man, like, he lets in so many goals, and then his 2 wins are a shutout.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Is
who else does that remind you of?
Who else? Oh, Skinner. We're talking about him later. We're talking about. Oh no, we'll talk about Carolina next.
I thought that'd be a good transition.
Yes.
Sorry,
no, it's all
everybody.
good.
Sorry,
it's all good. It's all good. So, yeah. In his wins, he's great. In his losses, he most of the time isn't great. 2-1 loss in OTs. Like, he had a great game. Game 5 or game 6 there. Like, honestly, Hellebuck looked unreal. Same with Ottinger. And Ottinger's continued to look unreal, too. He's really good. I know you wouldn't give any flowers to your opposing team, but yeah. So I just want to talk about what's happening currently in the playoffs. So, obviously, Winnipeg beats St. Louis. Dallas beats Colorado in 7. That was a pretty crazy series. Rantanen going back and avenging.
Yeah, that was incredible, man.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty crazy. And then Dallas beating Winnipeg. Vegas beats Minnesota. That series was actually like weirdly close.
It was very close. Yeah.
And then they obviously move on. Edmonton beats LA in the first round. Woo! LA in those first 2 games looked like world beaters. They looked they were just scoring at will, and then all of a sudden it just dried up immediately.
Because the Oilers were just calibrating those first 2 games. They were calibrating.
You know what I think it was?
What?
What's his name? Oh fuck, I can't remember his name now. Backup play for Edmonton.
Skinner or Pickard.
Pickard. That Pickard. He's like it's like a mental reset for the team. Like there's certain teams in the NHL when they pull their goalie and put in the backup, like they have a full mental reset. That's sort of what I felt like for them. Like they had a full-on mental reset.
For
like
sure.
It was, oh shit! I just realized I wasn't showing anything.
You weren't showing anything for that long.
It's
That's
okay.
all right.
Whatever. That's our first time back in a while.
That's all right.
So yeah, Edmonton goes into Vegas, wins 4-1 without Pickard. I should mention they did not have Pickard for that series. He was hurt, and they looked unbelievable. Edmonton goes in, plays Dallas game 1. They were winning that game for all extents and purposes. Should have won that game. Go into the third, end up giving up 5 unanswered goals.
Yeah,
I think it's
4.
5. No, because they ended up winning 6-3, and they were down 3-1.
It was 6-3, and they were down. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so 5 unanswered. Right. One of them was an empty net.
One of them was empty net. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And then so Toronto obviously.
3 of them were short. 3 of them were power play goals.
Yes. Yeah, high sticks. 3 of the power 2 of the. I think it was all 3 were all high sticks, weren't they?
I can't remember. But Brett Kulak had 2 penalties.
Yeah.
Brett Kulak's one of their best penalty killers.
Sneaky good, Brett Kulak. Sneaky good.
You don't realize him. You don't see him out there, but he's really good.
Yeah. He's like a Chris Tanev kind of thing. He doesn't get his flowers, I don't think. But yeah, Toronto we obviously talked about. Florida we kind of talked about. And then Washington.
Oh, yeah.
My heart hurts for Washington. So, yeah, they beat Montreal 4-1. They look great. And then, lose to Carolina 4-1. That was actually pretty sad. New Jersey beat up. They didn't have Jack Hughes. I don't even think they had.
I was watching.
They didn't have Dougie Hamilton. They didn't have their starting goalie. He sure got hurt for a little bit. Bratt got hurt in the playoffs. Like, that team was just beat up and torn down.
Dude, like Luke Hughes and who was it? Cody Glass, I think, got injured in the same play. That was when Markstrom just fucking went to go slash the Carolina player. But Cody Glass was walking right into him. But 3 players got injured that game.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I can't remember if that was game 1 or whatnot.
Yeah,
but 3 players got injured. Yeah. Luke Hughes, Cody Glass, and some other guy.
It was Brad. I'm pretty sure it's Brad.
Nah, I think he played. I think he played then.
He ended up getting... he did get injured that series for sure.
But not in that first game or whatever it was.
So they go into Carolina. Washington does lose, and then Florida is making it look like Carolina
Florida, man.
is going to do the same thing again. So
Florida, dude.
Let's just take a look at Carolina here. Carolina is the San Jose Sharks. They are the San Jose Sharks.
I think Dallas Stars are too.
Of later years. I don't. Yeah, maybe we'll see. But I mean, Dallas went to the Cup final though.
Yeah, but they didn't win.
I know, but
San Jose went to this Cup final.
But Dallas hasn't been to the playoffs as many consecutive years and looked unbelievable.
Well, they have been looking unbelievable.
Even Carolina though, because Carolina's been in the playoffs since 2019 consecutively, and they've been like.
Look at Dallas.
Dallas
has probably been longer. I bet.
I don't think so.
Dude, I bet you Dallas has been longer.
No, I think it's only been 3 years. Oh, 4 years, yeah.
Well, they missed 21, but see,
but it's different though. It's different though, right? Like this is different.
Right.
Like conference final, first round, conference final, second round,
conference semifinal. You're reading.
I know. Oh, conference semis, yeah, it's second round. But either way,
2023, they were in the conference finals.
They keep on losing
now.
They keep on losing conference finals. Is basically what I'm saying.
They keep getting swept in conference finals. 3 years now they have been.
So yeah, they sweep the Islanders and then get swept by Boston.
That was in 19.
And then swept by Florida.
Fuck Florida.
And probably swept by Florida again.
Well, we're watching the game right now. We're watching Game 3.
0-0.
0-0.
Yeah.
8 minutes left in the first.
I do want to mention Sam Reinhart is injured. He is not playing this game. Right. That's pretty crazy. That's
how bad the injury is.
Oh, Florida just scored.
Oh my god. Is Freddie Anderson in net?
Yeah, I think so. Oh man. All right. Well, that's rough. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, like I said before to you, I don't care if Florida makes it. That just means if Edmonton makes it to the finals, it's redemption.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that much better of a win.
That much sweeter, as they say.
Yeah. I have full hope in my Oilers.
I'm
feeling really good about them.
Speaking of your Oilers, I want to go over his games for the playoffs this year. Stuart Skinner, first round, obviously, like we were talking about, first 2 games. And I think a lot of it was to do with the fact that Stuart Skinner was objectively not playing well. You can agree for those first 2 games against LA.
I think the whole team wasn't playing good.
Yes,
the whole
I agree.
team wasn't.
I agree.
They were just calibrating, bro. I'm telling you, they were calibrating.
I agree. But that being said, though,
like
but look at this: 800 save percentage, 820 on save.
Yeah, the whole team played bad. It's not. It's
dude, you can't have an 800 save percentage and play well.
Yeah, okay, but like if the team played better, his save percentage would be higher.
I don't even know. He only. I don't know.
No, I agree with myself. I meant to say.
I think the Oilers weren't playing well. Obviously, they lost. But I also think 2 things can be true at the same time. Like I don't think Skinner is playing well.
Did you watch those games? Because I did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. He was letting in some muffins. He was letting in some muffins for sure. Anyways,
sure he was, but like the whole team was playing horribly.
For sure. So they lose their first 2 games, and then Skinner's out, and they end up winning their next 4 with Pickard and that. Pickard was a good mental reset for that team, and then Pickard gets hurt halfway through the series in Vegas. Stuart Skinner comes back, loses 833 save percentage. Everybody's like, "Oh fuck!"
They almost won that game though. They almost.
Yes, that is true.
It was like point. How much was it? I don't even remember now.
Yeah.
It's.
It was like 0.4 seconds or something.
0.4 seconds.
And Draisaitl tipped it in his own net. That was a rough one. Anyways,
but
back-to-back shutouts.
Yeah,
you got to get this guy to Game 5. As soon as you get the guy to Game 5, he's good. He's good to go. Apparently, other than Game 2, he's also good to go. But yeah, no, like he just played lights out against Vegas. 3-0 win, 1-0 win, 23 shots on goal. That being said, shots on goal have dropped since the first round, so you're also right. They're allowing less shots for Pickard. But yeah, 24 saves, 23 saves, obviously a bunch of zeros here, which is really good to see. And then going into Dallas, and I can
see that's the thing. I
had a rough game 1.
I blame the team again.
He did have a rough game 1 though. He did have a rough game 1.
Dude, yeah, he's made some sketchy playing with the puck. Like he's made some sketchy plays, and I don't like that.
But the whole thing with Skinner that is crazy to me is he bounces back so well. Like he had a rough game 1, and then all of a sudden, boom, game 2, he's good.
Isn't that good? That's a good thing.
He got shut out, he shuts out Dallas. Oh no, it's a great thing. I mean, yeah, it's a little sketchy though. It gets a little scary, I'm sure, for you that he does things like that. But that's if he can win. If he wins when you need to win, you're good.
I feel he made an amazing save last game. Just putting that out there.
Yeah,
the paddle save he did.
Oh, for sure. He had a fucking unbelievable game.
I'm not worried at all, man. Like,
oh no,
I have trust in Stuart Skinner. It's the team.
Yeah.
It's the teams. If they just stay tight and stay good, they're gonna win every game.
A lot of it, I think, for Skinner as well, and we were talking about this earlier, is mental. Like goaltending is such a mental game.
I don't think the skin.
Oh, that's not getting to him.
I think it did in Game 2 against LA. I think.
Game 2 against LA.
I saw it. I saw him.
Yeah.
Dude, I honestly want to say a quick side thing here. I think I was at the very first game where fans started doing that to Skinner.
Really?
It was the 8-1 season opener against Vancouver and Oilers.
Huh.
Season opener in 2023. Yeah, 8-1 Canucks. Skinner letting 4 goals. Pickard letting 4 goals. And yeah, fans were chanting Skinner, and then they started chanting Pickard.
Yeah.
And Brock Besser got 4 goals that game.
Skinner's also a very easy chant.
Yes, it sounds the best out of all of them. Like when Oilers fans were doing it against Kemper, it was just sad.
Yeah.
They're doing it against Aiden Hill, doing Aiden. It was just sad.
Yeah.
And so what makes me think of this now, Monroe, with your name being Monroe and your last name being Renoff, both 2-syllable names, being able to chant. Do you think goalies in the future are going to be potentially changing their names, their first and last names, to more than or less than 2-syllable names?
A 1-syllable name,
so that they don't get those chants.
Yeah,
it doesn't hit the sound.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit the same.
Aiden's pretty good, but Aiden's kind of just like lame.
It's hard to understand compared to Skinner.
Yeah.
And just the Oilers fan, they were doing it when they were like losing a lot of the time. So they still won those games.
Yeah.
Other than the one Vegas game, 4-3. But like they were still losing all those. They're like losing the game and they're chanting Kemper, but they still won.
Yeah.
So maybe it does do something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think Skinner. Yeah.
He's a great goalie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's just very inconsistent.
Yeah, I just think the team needs to. If the team plays good, Stuart plays good.
Yeah.
To put this into perspective, though, I got this little thing here to put this perspective. With these playoffs so far, in Stuart Skinner's 4 losses, in his 4 losses so far, he's letting 20 goals in all those games. In his 3 wins, he's letting 0 goals.
Yeah.
That puts it into perspective. Like he's hit and miss, I guess.
He's super hit and miss.
That's evidence right there.
Yeah. He's inconsistent, but if he can win when he needs to win, we're good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're good. You'd like to see him be able to squeak out some games that are like 2-3.
Yeah.
Or 3-2, sorry. I end up winning those. But if they're winning, they're winning. It doesn't matter.
That's the thing. We're still early into this, man. Like, that's why I think it's so good that Pickard played those games. Because,
100%.
I think Skinner,
let him rest. Let him rest his mind. Let him rest his body. Yeah.
He's fresh into it, And then
he played a lot of games this year too.
And then if things have to go wrong, we can rely on Pickard. Dude, I don't know, man. I feel good about this. Yeah. I shouldn't get ahead of myself.
This past year was his first year being a legitimate starting goalie, because the year before it was supposed to be Campbell's net.
Oh shit! No, it was Campbell. Shit. Okay, the game I was at, they were chanting Campbell and then Skinner. I mean, that's what
Yeah. So last year it was supposed to be Campbell's net, and then Campbell shit the bed. I like the guy. He's like a super nice guy. Don't get me wrong. But you talk about mental. He's
mental.
Yeah. Well, he's not mental. He's not mentally strong, I don't think, and that's a pretty rude thing to say. I don't know the guy, obviously. But yeah, side tangent.
That's arguably worse than Skinner.
Yeah.
Campbell.
That's arguably better. Yeah. Side tangent though. Do you remember when Nashville used to always go whatever the goalie's name is? So let's say Skinner. Skinner, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. Skinner, you suck. Skinner. Like the crowd every single time. Nashville's crowd is so much fun.
They're like soccer.
Yeah, anytime their team would score on another goal, it's like, you suck. It's all your fault. Right. It's all your fault. Skinner, you suck.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Nashville, the Music City. Good voice, by the way.
Thank you.
Nashville, the Music City, I guess, they got it in their DNA to be making songs on the fly. That's like soccer, football, I should say.
Yeah. They're the best. They have the best chance.
Yeah.
They're like...
they literally have
you
songs.
Have dinner, or something like that. Like, talking about going to get food after, because the game's going to be so quick. It's pretty funny.
They literally have songs, though, that they, go long. It's pretty beautiful, actually.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
Covered. I don't know, man. I mean, this is all old news and stuff, but we haven't talked about it. I mean, it's kind of dumb. We don't need to talk about it because if you're watching this podcast, chances are you know what hockey is.
But people like to hear about
and
stuff that's
I mean, like, Ovechkin beat the record. I was watching that game live with my friends, and we were freaking out. Pandemonium.
That was like
it
one
was
of
amazing. It was beautiful.
That was like one of the biggest stories.
Yeah,
in
biggest
hockey.
Story ever. We almost had a tear to my eye. And dude, the same thing, man. Our last episode was when Canada lost against US in the Four Nation game.
Yes,
but the more important game we won
for sure.
And that was the best thing ever, man. I still watch McDavid's OT goal to this day and get hyped up.
Can we talk about how that replaced the fucking All-Star game? And the All-Star game is like a snoozer. That was that was like the greatest time I've ever had watching hockey in like since 2011. Or since I don't even know, or 2010, sorry, because like the Flames haven't really gone on any crazy. I guess the Johnny Gaudreau, Matthew Tkachuk, Elias Lindholm line when they beat Dallas in that game in that round one, that was probably the happiest I've been in my life watching hockey, because I wasn't alive. I was young when they went to the Cup final. But anyways,
I just want to say, so with the Oilers winning in the second round in Game 5 in overtime, did that give you any like PTSD from like 2022?
No, the Flames sucked that year.
Overtime. David.
No,
overtime goal.
Oh, they didn't suck that year, I should say. But no, not really. I sort of thought it was going to happen. Honestly, like I went into that series thinking that they were going to lose, the Flames. But you're trying to get to me. It's not going to work. It's not going to fucking work. No, I'm pretty even keel. I think they were meant to lose.
And then trade away their 2 star players.
Well, so they didn't. They only traded away one. Johnny Gaudreau left in free agency and told the team that he was going to stay. Rest in peace, Johnny Gaudreau, by the way. So said he was going to stay and just didn't. So and then decided to go to Columbus because of his wife, and we all know what happened there. But yeah. I honestly think the Flames. So, actually, let's talk about this real quick. I just want to go over the standings from the regular season because it's actually really interesting. I guess we can go on the NHL side there. So, I'll switch this over. The Flames obviously missed the playoffs this year. We all know. But so St. Louis. 60 or 96 points.
I looked at this.
Flames, 96 points.
They almost did it.
Lower, exact same points percentage. Less losses. Less wins. Womp womp. 14 OT losses. If the Flames could have won more games in OT, they probably
would have made the playoffs.
Would have passed Minnesota. They could have passed Minnesota. They could have been the team playing Vegas, yeah. Which would have been a really fun series. Flames versus Vegas. And then it could have been, if the Flames would have beaten Vegas, you know what that means. Battle of Alberta. And that would have been fun. The Oilers kicked the shit out of the Flames, I think, in round 2. Because the Flames don't have the talent.
And the playoff experience.
Like, the Flames, it's weird to think about them this way, but they're a young team now. Like, the Flames are a very young team. They've got 2 guys that are older, but then the rest of the team are just super young. Nobody over 100 points. But, yeah. I'm just trying to find a quiz here. I don't know if you want to do a quiz or not. It's up to you. I kind of want to go over the league leaders, because we haven't done a podcast in so long.
The league leaders. I'm only focused on one thing.
What?
The Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup. You are the Stanley Cup. So let's do regular season, then we can go to playoffs after. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay. So, yeah. So obviously this year, Nikita Kucherov leads the league in points. This guy is he's
underrated.
Andrei Kuzmenko, or not Andrei Kuzmenko.
Andrei Kuzmenko.
I was making a joke. I was going to say Kirill Kaprizov, and then I was going to say Andrei Kuzmenko, and then I was going to say Kucherov, greatest Tampa Bay Lightning player of all time. They're all Russian, and they all start with K, so you can get it. Nikita Kucherov, though, 121 points. He's so good. Nathan MacKinnon, 116 points. Both these teams lost in the first round, which is kind of funny. Also, first time that Leon Draisaitl has beaten McDavid in points.
He has before.
No, since 2020 or 2021.
I don't know.
It's 2021, I think, because they won the Hart. They won the Hart in 2021, I think.
He's done it a couple times.
No, I think he's only done it once, hasn't he? Or twice
I don't know.
now.
He's done it because McDavid got injured. McDavid's gotten injured.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. 2021, 2020, I think it was. Anyways,
I feel like it's been a couple times because McDavid missed a lot of games.
Yeah. I just want to point out David Pastrnak. Boston was terrible this year. David Pastrnak was fucking unbelievable playing
Isn't that crazy?
Playing with bums on their team. And he was so good. It was like that. He is so fucking good.
You know what's crazy? They got last in the East.
Did they?
They started shitting the bed. Like, they were like, okay, and then they were doing like not good. And then like the last, when they traded Marchand.
Oh my god, I didn't even know
when they traded Marchand, they really shit the bed.
Where's the standings? Where are the standings at?
You had it a little bit ago.
I know. Stats is...
No. I mean,
standings.
if you just... There you
go.
Forgive
second
me.
to last.
No,
But they're tied.
Second to last. Tied.
No, they were entirely tied. Look, 33 wins, 33 wins. 39 losses, 39 losses. 10 overtime losses.
Oh, wow.
10.
But yeah, there's some sort of... so basically last.
Wait, how did they... Points percentage was the same. Maybe it was goals. Goals scored. No, they lost in goals scored. They had less goals against.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I think it's RO. Anyways, but yeah. So going down the list, obviously, Sidney Crosby is still there in the top 10.
He's the best.
He's the ageless wonder, the golden child. Hellebuck, the best goalie in the league. Saves, shutouts, save percentage Anthony Stolarz.
Man, see, that's the thing. If Stolarz didn't get injured,
I honestly think
I
think the series would have been different.
I think it would have been different 100%.
Yeah,
Florida, man. I
don't
like.
I
hate Florida.
Leon Draisaitl is going to win the Rocket this year. This is the first time in a long time.
Ovechkin probably would have won it if he didn't get injured.
Didn't get injured, yeah. This is honestly the first time in a long time I haven't seen Matthews in the top 10.
Yeah, he was hurt. He
I know.
missed a lot of games.
And then leading assists, obviously Kucherov, tied with McKinnon. And then, so for defensemen, Cale Makar, top goals. Zach Werenski, number 2. Zach Werenski had an unbelievable year.
Yeah.
He was the only reason why that team was even close. Goals, Makar had 30 goals as a defenseman.
Yeah, Lane Hudson
was
tied for 6.
That's
pretty
Victor
incredible.
Hedman. Being tied with Victor Hedman as a rookie is pretty wild.
Dude, this kid looks like he's like 15 years old.
I know, it's crazy, But yeah. And then, so obviously we can look at rookies here. So Lane Hudson, 66 points. He's going to win the Calder, obviously. Matvei Michkov, though, 26 goals. Which is pretty crazy. And I think he was not even top 10 number 3 in points. Or tied for third in points. That being said, though, I think what's his face, Dustin Wolf he's already top 3, but I think he might honestly get second. Dustin Wolf had an unbelievable year. Like, he once again is the only reason why the Flames were even close.
Yeah, man, he was playing really good.
We have a franchise goalie now, which is super exciting. It's the first time we've had a legitimate franchise goalie since Mika Kiprusoff. Honestly, like Markstrom, kind of though. He was older. We got Kiprusoff when he was a bit younger. We obviously drafted Dustin Wolf, I think, in the 6th or 7th round, which is crazy because he's shorter. He's 6 foot. Every single time he steps on the ice, it's like, oh, he's one of the shortest goalies in the league. He's 6 feet tall. Fuck you. Anyways, I'm 6 foot, by the way.
Makes me angry. No, you're not. You're 5'11". You told me you're 5'11".
We actually measured, anyways. I measured myself. I'm bordering. So I'm definitely 5'11". Like 5'11 and 3/4, which is basically 6 foot. But anyways. Anything else you want to go over?
Not really.
Dude, Darcy Kemper is second in goals against. Wow.
That was in the regular season. Yeah, he was good.
We're going to do playoffs. That's right. Playoff leaders.
I don't care about individual stats, man. I don't care. McDavid could be last in the points, and I don't care, man. But
individual stats mean that you're also winning, though. If you have the best players, you're gonna win.
No, man. Oilers have depth, dude. Oilers have depth on another level that you don't even know about.
I think I don't want to burst your bubble here, brother. But E2 Lusterinen, who's a third-line center for the
I think he got a 5-minute major here.
Did he?
I briefly caught it when I was watching the game. He got a 5-minute major.
Lusterinen has the most points out of any Florida Panther, and he's a third-line center. Right. That's crazy.
He's a third-line center, right?
Depth. Yeah, you talk about depth. That is fucking
look
unreal.
at that, eh? Look at, they're so good, and look at,
the top-end talent for Edmonton is just better, flat-out better, this playoffs, at least points-wise. But depth, everybody's scoring for Florida. Everybody is. Which is what you kind of need. Frederik Andersen's number one. I don't know how long that's going to last playing against Florida right now. His last 2 rounds, he was unreal. But right now, and then I'm curious who has the most goals. Brandon. Yeah, makes sense. Assists, McDavid. Stuart Skinner.
Hey.
Tied for first in shutouts. Yes, sir. Hellebuck had 2 as well. Pretty impressive. And then obviously first points for defensemen. It's funny because Evan Bouchard first 2 games looked really rough. Since then, I honestly think the Edmonton Oilers live and die by Evan Bouchard, and I don't even think that's me saying anything crazy. He is as much as McDavid's automatic, Draisaitl's automatic. You know what they're going to give you every single night. They're going to do something, and they're going to do something crazy. Evan Bouchard, if he's giving you something every night, you have a chance to win no matter what, along with Skinner, obviously. But if Evan Bouchard's playing well, and his one-timer, his one-tease, because he's not that big of a dude. The Bouch bomb's ridiculous, dude. Anyways, Cam Fowler being still in the top 10, even though they got knocked out in the first round, is pretty crazy, I got to mention. Cam Fowler impressive. Turned back the clock.
Yeah, he did really good there.
Pretty wild. Rookies, Lane Hudson, bunch of guys. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting hungry here. I'm starting to feel sick.
Yeah. Oh, we got an hour.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I didn't think... Yeah, we did good.
All right, everybody.
What else? Is there anything else you want to bring up? Sorry, that was rude.
I kind of want to talk about the draft, but we don't
let's talk about the draft.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think... I don't want to talk about the draft, per se. I just want to talk about what I think Toronto's going to do in the draft, because Toronto's a big deal. They're trading Marner's rights in the draft, 100%. I don't even know if that's a hot take.
They're what?
They're going to trade his rights because he's a free agent. So you can trade his rights because he's still technically under contract until the start of next season. Mm-hmm. So at that point, or signing period. So then at that point, whoever you trade him to is going to have the highest likelihood of actually re-signing him. So I'm very curious who they trade him to and if he's actually going to stay. I'm just basically curious because I think whoever they trade him to is probably going to be the team that they signed for. So is it Chicago? Is it whoever else? I'm curious. So that's all. Anyways, hopefully the Canucks do better this year. Oh, fuck. Dude, Tocchet's gone.
Oh, yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, Tocchet's gone. Adam Foote is now...
Tocchet was my favorite.
Yeah, Adam Foote's now the GM.
But you know what?
The coach, Jesus.
You know what? Let's think about this. Jay Woodcroft for the Oilers. I loved him. I loved him a lot. And then he got fired.
Knobby.
And then Knobby comes along, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's even better.
He's got thick knob.
So, Adam Foote could be the Chris Knobloch of Vancouver.
Dude, Chris Knobloch coached McDavid in Erie.
I can't remember.
Erie Otters.
Yeah.
Along with your favorite player, the other Connor.
Connor Brown.
Connor Brown.
Connor Brown's cake. Can I just say Connor Brown's the best player on the team? That's not true, but in my opinion, he's so clutch, dude. He comes in so clutch all the time, man.
It's the same thing as me liking...
When it comes to playoffs, dude, he just fucking goes to another level.
I want to mention...
Uh-oh. Computer crashed.
No, that's my monitor.
Uh-oh. Shit.
I just want to mention... I just want to go over real quick the Canucks, because this is crazy, and I don't know if you looked at who the league leader or the leader is for the Canucks. Let's go teams. Let's go. Where's Vancouver? Vancouver Canucks.
Utah Mammoth. I haven't even talked about the Utah Mammoth.
Yeah, Utah finally actually has a fucking name. I don't even know if I like it that much, but anyways. Where's stats? Where's stats? Why are there no stats?
Maybe
let's just do... leaders. Club stats, there we go. Okay. Obviously, Quinn Hughes number one. All the flack that Brock Besser's getting, still at 50 points. He's the second highest point producer for the Canucks last year.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes in 68 games at 76 points as a fucking defenseman.
Yeah,
he is unbelievable. And then Connor Garland, time for second.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about how awesome Connor Garland is, but
Garland.
look, he had more games played than Brock Besser in the same amount of points.
Connor Garland isn't a star in the NHL. His main goal isn't points, though. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's Connor Garland's whole thing is he's unbelievably good defensively. He's a gritty player. He can put up points. He's constantly like a little Energizer bunny, just getting people going. He's doing something every fucking shift.
Yeah.
DeBrusk had actually a pretty decent year, 48 points in 82 games. For a top 6 forward, you want a little bit more. I think everybody kind of just had a down year this year.
This year, yeah, it's
a rough year. Nobody other than Quinn Hughes eclipsed the point per game mark. Yeah, definitely a bit rough. But we'll see what happens next year. Very curious. Hopefully Demko is healthy because I like Lankinen, but on a team that can actually win a championship, Kevin Lankinen, in my opinion, is not your starting goalie.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a hot take. I don't think it is, but anyways. Is that it?
That's it. I think we're done. Yeah,
right.
yeah. If you kept along with the video, guys, to the end, thank you very much.
If you kept along to the end of the video, put in the comments Hulk.
Hulk.
Put in Hulk, and then we'll know that you watched the end of the video.
This is the first time this is in frame. The guy, the 4 guys you have there.
Oh, the Top Gear guys? Yeah.
Top Gear, okay. The guy on the bottom right with the yellow background,
yeah,
looks like Elliot Friedman to me.
Does kind of.
It looks like dude.
That's James May. James May, Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and that's the Stig. The Stig.
Right.
Yeah. Top Gear, great
I
show.
can go on and on about Elliot Friedman, how great he is.
He's pretty cool. I do like him.
How much I respect him and look up to him.
Yeah. He always says, if my face can make it on TV, and if I could actually earn a regular wage on TV looking the way I do, anybody can. Mm-hmm. So, but he's also a genius.
He's a genius, yeah.
So I'm not a genius, so I can't make it. But anyways. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.